Look, if you're a guy who wants to generate authentic confidence and masculinity that attracts not only girls, but people in general, eradicate the bad habits and addictions holding you back while unlocking elite levels of focus on whatever you choose, whatever goals you may have, aka live a better, more successful life, let me explain what's on this memory card. Because if you fall into that category, it means you're just like me, which is awesome. In fact, let me put on a better shirt. There we go. So let's just cut to the chase. The fact that you're here shows that you have a burning desire for better partners, opportunities, networks, and success. And perhaps you've already made some efforts towards that already, but if you're like me, you may have noticed signs of things not clicking. You'll make some progress, things seem good, and then it happens. A mistake, a rejection, a relapse that proves that you did not make nearly as much progress as you thought, and it's like you are sent back to square one. And depending on how many times this happened, each time you realize more and more that you are completing a cycle that is a downward spiral towards the very life that you are trying to avoid. A life of mediocrity and mental suffering. And if you're wondering why I understand this so vividly, is because it was the exact same for me. But in this video, I'm going to explain how one principle will turn you into an outlier amongst men that effortlessly attracts the people, opportunities, and success that you desire, while simultaneously putting an end to the things holding you back, like bad habits, insecurity, anxiety, and procrastination. The thing about this principle is that it is science-backed. It is already exploited by some of the most highly successful men in one shape or another. It's rarely talked about in the self-improvement space, and it is exactly how I changed my life. We'll get into that soon. And it guarantees authentic confidence that attracts others, an end to the habits ruining you and your life, elite focus and clarity that brings financial and social success, and a bigger wiener. Okay, maybe not that one, I was just making sure you're paying attention. And trust me, when I went through this transformation, people actually take notice and see how you changed. An example of this is when Brendan Alcald came to me and he was in a rut, he was going through a breakup, he realized he has social anxiety, he was struggling with addictions to video games and porn, and just a low level of self-respect. But through going through my protocol to understand and exploit this principle, his life did a complete 180. Not only did he meet his initial goals of quitting video games, quitting pornography, going on dates, getting a higher level of self-respect, but he actually ended up setting new goals for himself that he's working on, like becoming a chief of a fire department. Brendan told me with the confidence he gained in himself, and through becoming an effective and confident speaker, he now has complete self-belief and knows that he will accomplish that goal. Let me take you back to May of 2020, when I was completely enslaved by my bad habits, negative thoughts, and addictions. My days consisted of sleeping in, binging pornography and video games, skipping my at-home workouts, and repeat. And this isn't even new to me because this is a culmination of all of the same rituals I've been doing my entire teenage life. I am insecure, mentally and physically weak, and behave feminine. My low self-esteem and social anxiety blunts any attempts at having authentic confidence, especially around women. I had no control over my emotions, so I would often fall victim to things that would trigger me and send me further into my bad habits. And I lacked any mental abilities to focus or be disciplined, so I was making zero progress on my goals. I reached the point where I didn't even know who I was anymore. Sure, it's been like this for years, but the mental suffering is getting too much to handle. If change isn't made soon, I am doomed to the path of mediocrity, trying to escape through cheap pleasures until the pain becomes unbearable. So I began my self-improvement journey. I'm reading best-selling books like Atomic Habits, I'm watching all the self-improvement YouTube videos and podcasts, I'm trying challenges such as 75 Hard, and it's not working. Trying to be masculine and confident, but remaining insecure, socially anxious, trying to quit bad habits, but binging porn, trying to be productive, but succumbing to distraction. I didn't understand. I consumed countless hours of information and content. I was finally aware of my problems, and yet the solutions weren't working. And I ask you, do you relate to any of this? Are there any bad habits holding you back drastically right now? Do you want to be more attracted to people, not just girls, but making new friends, new networks, new opportunities? Are you lacking confidence? Do you not feel masculine? Do you feel distracted? Are you often procrastinating or just not making progress towards your goals? Well, then you are stuck in the infinite cycle just like I was. But here's the thing, it's not even your fault. Let me explain. As we've learned through scientists and psychologists, your mind consists of the conscious and the subconscious. And before you ask, no, I do not offer drawing lessons. But here's the thing that people are not talking about. Your conscious mind, which is responsible for what you're seeing, hearing, thinking, feeling, makes up only 5% of your brain, meaning the other 95% belongs to the subconscious. And this means that 95% of your thoughts and actions are due to the subconscious, which boils down to 95% of your current life, including all the problems we just discussed, is because of your subconscious. The subconscious that processes bits of information 500,000 times faster than the conscious mind. Therefore, your biggest current struggles are due to systems that you can't even see or notice. And it's not your fault because these systems were already programmed by things completely out of your control, and the subconscious does not obey the conscious mind. This is exactly why you've had countless moments where you're like, I'm gonna stop doing X and start doing Y. This is the last time. I'm going to attract girls. I'm going to hit this goal, only for your actions to eventually prove yourself wrong. So it's like if you were in a current. The current, the river, is the subconscious and its systems, and you and your conscious mind are in a paddle boat in the middle of the river. And clearly the river is taking you in a direction and a path that you do not want to go down. So you start paddling and paddling in the opposite direction, and maybe you stop the flow, or maybe you start making gains in the opposite direction, but eventually you run out of energy. Just like how there is physical energy, if you were to paddle a boat, you have a limited resource of mental energy or willpower. And once you're out of that energy, you can't paddle anymore, meaning the flow of the current, which is infinite, is going to continue pushing you down. And this cycle is what I like to call subconscious self-sabotage. And it is when your subconscious programming sabotages your conscious self-improvement efforts. And this influence on the conscious creates the very cycle of trying and failing. And the worst part is, with each failure, you are further programming your subconscious to fail. What I'm trying to get at is our subconscious is the silent architect of our reality. But finally, here's the good news. The subconscious actually can be reprogrammed, and those systems can be set exactly in line with your goals. And when this alignment is created, it actually helps eradicate the insecurity you currently hold. I mean, just take a second to imagine if you had your subconscious reprogrammed for authentic confidence and masculinity that attracts others, the eradication of bad habits and the adoption of great habits, effortless progression towards your goals, because remember, the subconscious doesn't require willpower or mental energy, and most importantly, the end of the cycle of suffering, of failure, that both you and I had to dwell in for way too long. Which, if you've made it this far in this video, I'm assuming that's what you want, right? Well, I already spent 3 years testing and researching to find the exact steps to make this happen, to shift and reprogram the subconscious. And I've taken and condensed it into a protocol that can be completed in 4 weeks, with benefits that you will notice in 4 days. I walk you through every single step. They're extremely simple, and you can do this daily. And after all my researching, trying, failing, figuring out what works, I have now unlocked an entirely new version of myself. I am laser focused, disciplined, and displaying authentic confidence that I've never possessed in my life, to be honest with you. My emotions, urges, habits now have zero control over me, and my mental clarity has skyrocketed. I'm completely present in each moment, and I'm noticing people gravitate towards me and treat me like I'm this master authority that has everything figured out. And I've accomplished my goal of teaching self-improvement to hundreds of thousands online. And now I want to do the same for you in a fraction of the time through the Mental Mastery Protocol. In this self-paced masterclass, I will teach you 4 key concepts, all oriented towards the purpose of complete mental reprogramming. We will completely break down all of the mechanisms of the subconscious, so not only can you begin reprogramming it, but you can catch these systems trying to sabotage you before it happens. And all you really need to do is complete super simple videos and exercises guided by me. Through 95 models consisting of the videos and exercises, you will unlock elite levels of confidence, discipline, emotional control, focus and clarity, productivity, goal achievement, and positivity, without spending countless hours studying 10 to 15 books, wasting years applying all the different methods trying to find what works, and running the risk of never truly reprogramming your mind and accomplishing what you desire, because I already did it for you. Plus, once a week, I'll be hosting live video calls so that we can learn even more through discussion, Q&As, and lectures, all while getting to know each other. And as a bonus, I've included my full guide on how to quit pornography instantly. It's a 5-video guide designed to end this life-destroying plague affecting countless men, all while not requiring willpower, because, as we've discussed, it doesn't actually work. I created this so it can be the nail in the coffin for any of my students that are still struggling with such an addiction. To top it all off, I'm going to continue adding content through guides and exercises and some cool other things I've been thinking about into mental mastery, but because of that, I can't promise you that the current price to enroll will remain the same in the future. And by the way, your enrollment will be completely covered by my 15-day money-back guarantee with up to 20% of course completion, meaning you can go in, start the course, see if it's right for you, and if it's not, you can let me know and I will give you a full refund. So worst case, if you don't love it or you don't really want to change and I give you your money back, best case, you enroll and we change your life. Plus, we are now partnered with Afterpay, so you can pay less today and split up your enrollment into 4 installments. And I know some of you that watch this far are still thinking, oh, I'll just figure it all out by myself. And I do not blame you because I had that exact same mentality. And look, I'm not gonna lie, it's entirely possible because I did it. It just took me 3 years, whereas this is a 30-day masterclass. I created Mental Mastery for you to reprogram your mind to finally navigate life with authentic confidence, elite levels of focus, full clarity on your goals, and complete control over your thoughts and emotions, whilst putting an end to your subconscious self-sabotage. And if that was the case, would anything be stopping you from achieving your goals? If Mental Mastery is right for you, click the button, fill out the details, and make your account and get started. Thank you.